Housing is now a national emergency in this country, and we have over 10,000 people, which I know you've heard these figures bandied about all night, but they are reality, and unfortunately over 3.5 of those are actually children. And as you would know from your own constituency and your own clinics, that most of the people who find themselves homeless or about to lose their home are ordinary people in decent working jobs, teachers, guards, nurses, who are facing repossession. We have no social housing scheme building programmes underway in rural constituencies like Cavan and Monaghan, and with over 100,000 people on waiting lists, it is a national crisis. In Cavan and Monaghan, those in need of social housing are facing waiting lists of 3 to 5 years, Minister. Now, I know in County Meath that's a lot worse in our own neighbourhood, but for any person coming into your clinic who is about to have their home repossessed, the keys taken off them, with no home to go to, facing the prospect of either being homeless or sleeping on the couch of their own parents. We see houses now where there's 2 and 3 generations actually being raised and reared under the one roof. And while people are losing their homes through repossessions, day after day, the housing crisis deepens. We are urging you, Minister, for a new state-led affordable housing scheme that must involve an initial capital investment by the state and reinvesting in the proceeds of the sales into further homes. Minister, it is essential to earmark additional capital investment for a scheme, directly building in key areas right across the country. We need your assistance in local authorities, and we need to review and look at how our housing teams, as you've said, a lot of housing teams weren't there anymore in local authorities, but we need to look at them, we need to give them the capacity to actually deal with that and to build housing schemes and to get them underway. We need to overhaul and look at the cost of the supply. We talk about our social housing, but also within the private sector, and I'm sorry, I don't want to use up any time, the outlay, from what builders tell me, and I don't take it on to be a builder or an overseer or anything like that, but the outlay before a block is even laid is still phenomenal, and for that reason we don't see the surge in the private sector that we should. And Minister, we need the private sector and the social housing scheme as well. Thank you.
Ministers, I would like to draw your attention to the fact that I was absolutely shocked to learn there are 120 elderly citizens across the country assessing emergency accommodation. I received an update from the Department of Housing by way of a parliamentary question on the level of homelessness among those aged over 65.